Under the blazing sun of the Zubari grasslands, a wild land deep in South Africa, two lions were wandering, searching desperately for water amid the arid terrain. The male lion, named Kovu, with a majestic thick mane, walked beside the strong and resilient lioness named Asha. Both were exhausted from a long, grueling journey. Their shadows stretched long over the cracked earth, where every drop of sweat seemed to evaporate instantly. They crossed sparse patches of grass, their eyes constantly scanning for any sign of shade or a leftover puddle. Asha slowed her steps, panting heavily, yet her gaze remained sharp with the instinct to survive. Finally, like a miracle amidst the desert, a small pool of water appeared in the middle of the open plain. Without a word, both lions immediately lowered their heads to drink. Asha drank slowly, her eyes half closed in serene relief, while Kovu stayed alert, watching their surroundings carefully. The sun reflected off their golden fur, creating a mystical glow on this harsh landscape. But this brief moment of peace was about to be shattered by a sudden threat. From the edge of a dry thicket, a giant reticulated python, more than 7 meters long, slithered out. Its muscular back gleamed under the sun's rays. Perhaps the scorching heat forced it to leave its usual shady refuge in search of a cooler spot. Asha heard a faint rustling behind her and turned her head, spotting the enormous serpent approaching. She showed no fear. Instead, she stepped forward and sniffed the python's head, as if probing the stranger's intent. When Kovu growled a warning, Asha unexpectedly bit down hard on the python's head and shook it fiercely, sending a clear message. The python writhed in pain and immediately reacted with a terrifying display of survival instincts. With unimaginable speed, the python coiled its massive body tightly around Asha. Squeezing like an unbreakable vice, Asha roared fiercely, struggling in desperation, but her strength began to fade. Each constriction of the python's powerful muscles suffocated her breath by breath. Kovu panicked, roaring loudly across the savanna, yet hesitated to attack for fear of harming his mate. He paced in circles around the python, his roars echoing urgently through the plain, bouncing off the sparse trees like a desperate call for help. Meanwhile, Asha's breathing became shallow and irregular, her eyes dimming in pain and fear. Fortunately, just a few hundred meters away, two rangers, Lara Benson and Malik Dione, were patrolling the protected reserve. "That roar doesn't sound normal," Malik said, alert. Without hesitation, they started their off-road vehicle and sped toward the sound. When they arrived, the sight before them stunned their hearts. Asha lay nearly motionless, entangled in the python's lethal grip, while Kovu roared fiercely beside her. Malik quickly grabbed two long branches, and Lara followed suit. They cautiously approached, keeping a safe distance to avoid provoking either the python or the male lion. The python lifted its head, flicking its tongue constantly in high alert. Malik shouted loudly to distract it while Lara tapped gently on the python's body with a stick, trying to force it to loosen its coils. Under the pressure, the python began to relax its hold, stretching its body bit by bit but still gripping Asha tightly. Realizing the humans were trying to help, Kovu slowly withdrew to give them space, still growling softly. Lara applied stronger taps near the python's head while Malik pulled on its body, attempting to relieve the pressure on Asha. Sweat poured down their brows as every second felt like a race against death. Finally, the python released its grip, slithering quickly into the thick bushes and disappearing from sight. Asha lay still, eyes closed, her body as if having endured hell itself. Lara knelt down quickly, checking her breathing and vital signs. "She's alive but severely exhausted," Lara said as she opened their first aid kit. Malik gently poured water on Asha's face, hoping to awaken her naturally. But her weakened state forced them to use emergency stimulants. Lara took out a special injection designed for large wild animals in shock. She sterilized the syringe quickly and injected the medicine into Asha's hind leg. Malik held Asha steady, careful to prevent any sudden reaction as the drug began to take effect. Her pulse was still faint but present, her breathing remained shallow. They waited patiently, each minute precious beyond measure. Kovu stood nearby, his eyes never leaving Asha. Minutes later, her paws twitched slightly, and her eyelids fluttered. She's responding. The medication is working. Lara breathed with relief. Malik leaned closer, placing his hand gently on Asha's chest, feeling her breathing gradually return. Asha's eyelids opened slowly, blinking weakly in exhaustion. The Rangers rose quietly, stepping back to give her space, avoiding any sudden movement that might alarm her. Asha shifted her body and slowly sat up in the bright sunlight of the open field. Kovu immediately came forward, gently licking his mate's face in a tender greeting and encouragement. Lara and Malik smiled, their hearts swelling with satisfaction, knowing they had saved a precious life. "Okay, she's stable. We can continue monitoring," Lara said softly. The Rangers climbed back into their vehicle and slowly drove away, leaving the two lions to recover in peace. Asha stood up shakily, shaking off the lingering shadow of the terrifying grip. Kovu walked beside her, rubbing his head affectionately against her, eyes filled with warmth and relief. They didn't roar or panic, just quietly left the land that had almost claimed their lives. On the red earth, their footprints were deeply imprinted, a lasting reminder of a journey that nearly turned tragic. The sun still blazed fiercely, but this time they knew to be more cautious when approaching strangers. Just ahead, a small puddle glistened, free of hidden dangers. Both bowed their heads, taking the last sips of water before continuing their journey. No one could tell if the python would ever return, but Asha would certainly be wary next time. In the harsh wilderness of Zubari, survival depended on vigilance and solidarity. The story remained etched not only in the hearts of the two lions, but also in the memories of Lara and Malik, the silent heroes of the wild. Returning to their ranger station, they reported the rare and emotional encounter, knowing the moment Asha opened her eyes was the greatest reward. Every wild creature is an irreplaceable treasure of Africa, and every ranger is a quiet guardian in nature's relentless battle. Life is fragile, but courage and loyalty burn as an enduring flame. Kovu and Asha continued their walk beneath the fiery sun, leaving behind a beautiful tale of love, bravery, and survival in the wild.
Thanks for watching until the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of my next videos. See you in the next ones.